another day, another project at Auto Auction Rebuilds. So today we need to work on the Caddy. Well, who am I kidding? We're not working on the Caddy. So as we mentioned before, the Cadillac blew the starter. So I climbed under there. I tried showing you guys on that walk around we did out at LKQ. I tried showing you where that starter was and why it's so difficult to get to. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like it's next to impossible to get out without doing some serious work. I'd show you the inside of this. Tim cleaned it up today, but it's too dark. Unfortunately, it just looks like it's not something I can do. So I enlisted the help. And by the way, I want to point out immediately, this is not sponsored content. This was in no way, shape, or form sponsored by your mechanic, but I actually paid out of pocket $310 for the mechanic to come out here and put this starter in. About $220 of that was the cost of the starter. Then there was $20 in tax, and the rest of it was labor, which is more than fair. It's like $90 labor for this guy to come to my house, you know, and he's even showing up, what, about an hour early. He's showing up. He called and said I can be there an hour early. So far I'm really impressed with your mechanic. They may be a potential sponsor in the future, but for now I just want to make it very clear that whatever happens with this situation, this was paid out of my pocket. No sponsorship at all. We're doing a legit review of this company because I've never used them before. And how cool is it that if you've got something you just can't handle or you don't have the time or the experience to do, you can literally call up or an app on your phone, or you can go to their website and you can literally order somebody to come to your home or your job. You know, I'm not going to lie, it's in the 30s right now, and we've got a guy that's going to come out here for $90 and climb underneath this thing and put a starter in. Hell yeah, I'm going to pay this guy to do it, and hopefully we can learn, you know, some tips and tricks on how to do this ourselves so we don't have this problem next time. But for $90, yeah, you could put a starter in my car for $90. Absolutely. So I'm going to talk to him. He's supposed to show up any minute now. I'm going to talk to him and see if he's okay with us filming. And, you know, if he is, great. If not, then we'll just talk about it after it's done and see if it runs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is difficult to even show you, even with a GoPro. But right there in the middle of your screen, hopefully you can see that thing with scratches all over it. That's the starter. And she's buried, man. I mean buried. It looks like we're gonna have to take off this catalytic converter at a minimum just to get any room to even get in there. We got transmission cooler lines in the way. Yeah, this is not pretty. This is not going to be a pleasant job. Well, unfortunately, things did not go well. I will say this, the mechanic was excellent. He got here early. So we got something leaking all over here. Not quite sure what that is. Looks like the front shock or something may be leaking. All right, well, anyway, the mechanic was great. No problem with him at all. He was here on time. In fact, he was here early. Look, we got a lot of fluid leaking under here. Right here, you see it? I'm gonna have to check and see if that's hydraulic fluid from the brakes or what's going on with that. But all right, so thanks to the GoPro, we can actually get you in here better. I mean, this is better than I could see. This is where the starter used to go. All right, the starter bolts right here. Now, inside of that, that's the hole that the starter fits into that goes through the bell housing and, you know, connects the starter to the flywheel when you turn the key. Well, the nose of the starter has broken off inside the transmission, and that is our current problem. So to give you a better idea as to what's going on, there's the starter. As you can see, the entire nose is broken clean off of it. This is a big problem. This is a real big problem. This is the type of problem that could mean scrapping this whole deal. It could mean having to pull the transmission to get that part out. This is huge. Like this this little starter has become a really big deal. It may come down to pulling the transmission just to get this this nose out so that we can put the new one in. I don't know. So at the end of the day, am I mad? Am I pissed off? No, I'm not. I'm disappointed, obviously disappointed. But I want to point out one more time, the mechanic was great. Like, he got here early and he knocked it out. Like, he really did. He had the starter out in less than 40 minutes. So I think he would have had the new starter in within, you know, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, which is pretty damn impressive in my opinion. For, you know, running out at 7:30 at night, you know, this is dark. He's outside on the concrete in my garage doing this. I did have to pay $89.99 or $89.98 for him to come out and do what he did. I felt that was fair. That's an hour's worth of labor. So I don't feel like I got ripped off. He did the work. It's not his fault that the starter was broken into two pieces. Nothing he could have done about that. He tried to get that part out. He said he just can't do it, and he can't risk doing anything else to it, you know, because he doesn't want to damage my vehicle any further. So I appreciate that. I respect that. As soon as he saw a problem, he came and got me immediately and brought me out. So big shout out to Your Mechanic. Go check them out. I am personally very satisfied with the service, and if I need something like this done again, I will definitely be giving them a call back. In my opinion, the value couldn't be beat, and as timely as this mechanic was, and he's an ASE certified master tech, that's insane. $89 for an hour to come out and do something like that. Awesome job. I want to also promote something else that is not sponsored. Sam Crack, I've seen it in several of his videos. It's called Honey. I'm going to put a link in the description, number 1 to Your Mechanic, my referral link, and number 2 to Honey, which will be a referral link for me as well. I was checking out at AutoZone the other day. I figured I'd give it a try because I saw Sam Crack promoting, and I was like, what the hell, let's see what it does. I literally, it's like a 2-click process. Honey was installed into Google Chrome, and when I went to check out for a battery or for the starter at AutoZone, I was surprised to see this battery was going to, sorry, I keep thinking battery, it was a starter. The starter that was going to cost me like $180 ended up coming down to $140 because there was like a coupon that Honey found. As I'm going through the checkout process, Honey automatically popped up on my screen and started trying out a bunch of different codes through AutoZone through the checkout process, and sure enough, it found like a Save 25 or some code or Thanksgiving something or that. I don't remember what it was, but it automatically put the best code in there, and it took my price down to $140. And I was like, wow, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't hurt anything. My browser hasn't slowed down, nothing like that. It's just, it automatically, whenever you go to checkout, it automatically finds the best code to save you money. So I'm going to give you guys a link to each one of these. First link in the description will be to Your Mechanic. Second link will be to Honey. I highly recommend you try them out. Download the app. Click the link though from your computer, your web browser, whatever. Click the link, sign up using my code. I'd certainly appreciate it. Same thing with Honey. I appreciate if you use my code. And I guess with that being said, comment below and tell me what you think, because this is the first time I've ever seen a scenario like this with a starter broken off this way in the engine or transmission, however you want to see it. And I don't really know what to do. It really does look like the only way to do this is to pull the tranny. It's either that or we try to break the thing apart somehow, but then we risk damaging the bell housing. You know, if we take a pry bar and start prodding around in there or putting pressure on it, trying to crack it, not to mention pieces could fall down into the bell housing, which could get caught up in the flywheel and blow the transmission to pieces. It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal. But even so, I'm not upset about it. I'm disappointed. I'll make that very clear. I'm definitely disappointed because I really think this thing has a lot of potential. Even if it needs a motor, I feel it still has a lot of potential. But obviously, the starter breaking off in the bell housing, that wasn't expected. So thoroughly disappointed at this point. But I could use some of y'all's advice, some of your input. What do you think would be the next step? You think we should just attempt to break the damn thing apart inside there and get the pieces out? There is a little inspection, not necessarily a cover, a plug. Small enough pieces we could get out. Do you think it's worth pulling the transmission? I mean, at the end of the day, this is my biggest concern. The engine may be bad. We still don't know if the engine is any good. So pulling the transmission, I don't know. And then having to pull the engine if the engine's bad. Like, this could become a massive headache in a real quick hurry. I don't know. Just comment below. Tell me your advice. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you would do, especially if you're an experienced mechanic. What would you do if you had the nose of a starter broken off in the bell housing? And also keep in mind, there's like zero room to work within this thing. So it's not like we can carefully prod or break pieces off. Like, to get in there, it's going to be a giant crowbar and start breaking shit. And that could turn out, that would probably turn out really, really bad. So I'm going to listen to your comments. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you would do in this situation. I'm going to get out of here and take a break from this thing for a minute because I'm thoroughly upset. But stay tuned, because I intend to see this project through. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. Stay safe out there. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified of future videos. Stay safe out there, everybody. We'll catch you soon in the next one.